Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. While we were over in Cody, I mentioned in the last video we met up with some friends. Kind of funny because Connie's actually an old friend of Deborah's. They go back many, many years together, and so Connie and her brother Norman take a vacation together every July and do some traveling and get to spend some time together. Great thing to do. And so last year they happened to be in Page. That was their vacation. They were in Page, Arizona. At the same time, we were in Flagstaff, so of course Deborah wanted to go up and meet her friend. We got to meet. We both met. I met Connie at the same time. We both met her brother Norman. Wonderful people. Really got along well. Enjoyed spending time with them. So basically, we hung out at the outdoor area at the hotel and had some dinner, and then we got back on our way back. I had just gotten back from Wyoming to Flagstaff, literally. Then we ran up to Page and another couple hours and back again, and so yeah, you never stop. But while I was like this one, I got back from a 5,000-mile trip to New York and Massachusetts in a week, and got back, slept one night, and then drove 250 miles over to Cody. So anyway, this year, they were coming up here and they were checking out, Rapid City and Cody and going up to Yellowstone and everything. So we went over and met up with them here. So it's kind of funny that they keep ending up on vacation in July in the same places we happen to be, and they're 1,000 miles apart year to year here, so it's not real close. But anyway, we went over to meet them, and Norman has a plane, so he offered to take us up and fly us around Cody, and then we were going to go up to the Yellowstone. First time ever getting ready to go up in a little private plane here. I am all excited. This is going to be fun. We're flying around northwest Wyoming here, so the scenery should be spectacular. Pilot's doing his pre-flight inspection now, getting ready to go, so here we go. This particular plane has a ceiling of about 11,000 feet, which means basically under ideal conditions you can get it up to about 11,000 feet elevation. So we have four of us in a small four-place plane. So we were that, and it was hot, and so we weren't able to get enough the elevation we needed to get over the mountains. He did talk to the folks at the airport, and there was one pass we could have got through theoretically, but when we got up there, between having trouble getting more, we got about 8,000 feet was about all we get for elevation. And then it was that fire I'd mentioned in the last video, the June fire. It's about 30, I think it's 38 miles outside of Cody was where it started, right just south of 14, 16, 20, where it goes into Yellowstone. And the smoke was so bad in the mountains outside of Cody that we couldn't really see to fly through it. So we ended up turning and just touring around Cody, which was really cool. We got to fly over Buffalo Bill Reservoir and see some of the other landscape and the Shoshone River, and then we even got to go around and fly around over the canyon where we'd been camped for most of the last week. So really cool experience. Definitely a lot of fun. My first time up in a small private plane. This is something I've been wanting. It's definitely I've been wanting to do for a long time. I had 20 years ago started working on getting my pilot's license, right? And because it's something I wanted to do was fly planes, and I got hit by a truck before I got too far into that process. So that kind of took the pins off from under that. So while we were up, Norman gave me a little try with the controls. Let me try it out. And that was just a blast. Totally awesome experience. I enjoyed it. I know not everybody likes flying in general, and not everybody likes small planes. I loved it. It was awesome. So definitely something I can see myself pursuing more in the future if everything comes together for me, which basically means if I can afford to. Definitely cool though. So we were up for a couple hours, 2 hours I think, and then we landed and went out for dinner at a great steakhouse in Cody. I was a little nervous about the prices. God, it might be kind of expensive or something. I'll tell you, that place had just outstanding service. Outstanding. Great food, and the prices were incredibly reasonable. So if you're in Cody, you may want to check that place out. Right on Sheridan Ave, right on the main drag through town, so it's not hard to find. So anyway, we had a great time visiting with Connie and Norman, flying around and getting to see the area we've been camping. Then we headed back over, back towards Gillette, and they were going up to Yellowstone to see the national park there. So a great time. I hope you enjoyed these clips I was able to share here. And the one thing on a related note, I was thinking, I get to have some amazing experiences, and I do not take that for granted. But people sometimes comment on to me about the experiences I get to have. And I was thinking about that on the way back from our experience at Cody, working our way back to the mountains. And I was like, you know, as a van dweller, I give up a lot of comforts, a lot of conveniences, a lot of supposed security. And I do that voluntarily and willingly. And I also spent years building up to the point where I could support myself with freelance work so that I was free to travel as I wanted to, work from wherever, have a good degree of control over my schedule. I did that on purpose, and the combination of having some freedom for time and location, along with a willingness to try to say yes to opportunities that might be interesting more often than no. You know, in other words, if you get something comes along, unless you've got a good reason to say no, say yes. You never know what's going to come of it. And that, you know, if you just give yourself some freedom, however you have to do it, and then be willing to try things. And out of that, you know, sometimes you get average experiences, but that's okay. But sometimes you get amazing experiences, just outstanding experiences that, you know, are bucket list things or life-altering things that you just couldn't have even imagined were going to come along. And it's just because you took advantage of an opportunity, and that opportunity expanded or grew and became an even greater opportunity. But if you didn't have some freedom to start with, and then you didn't take that plunge and try something, you know, you wouldn't have ever had that amazing opportunity, so that amazing experience. So that's my thought on that, after having had some amazing experiences this last couple weeks. And again, you know, this one going to the Bighorns and Cody. Week before that, taking off to New York with my daughter and 2 granddaughters, New York and Massachusetts. You know, you don't ever know what's going to come along from these things, but if you buy yourself some freedom and be willing to say yes more often than not when opportunities come along, unless there's a good reason not to do it, you know, you position yourself to where you can have some amazing experiences that you could not have planned or anticipated. So that's my encouragement to you, is if you're on the road, to try that. If you're not on the road but you're thinking about it, to keep that in mind. You know, if you can buy your freedom and then be willing to jump on opportunities that might even have a remote chance of being interesting, you know, unless there's a good reason not to. You just never know what's going to come out of it. And that's how I end up having some of the amazing, incredible experiences that I do. But I know what is. I hope you enjoyed this video with the scenery and everything. It was a blast seeing it from the air. Really incredible. It looks so different from on the ground. A lot of fun. So hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the next video, everybody.